Hello again. This is the second part to my 3D polystyrene and concrete background work in progress. Okay, as you can see, I've done a bit more in the tank, but for those who haven't seen my first video, I'll just run through a bit of information about the tank again just quickly. Basically, the tank to fill level up to the brim is 1600 litres, but the realistic fill level is around 1500, just under 1500 to the fill level, which is this black line here, or roundabouts there. With the background in, carved how it is now, I've used quite a lot of polystyrene. I'll go into that in a minute for those who haven't seen the first video. I'm going to lose around 300 litres I think, so I'm going to probably be ending up with about a 1200 litre tank water capacity after the background's finished or thereabouts, but I'll measure it more accurately when everything's done before I stock with fish or anything like that. So basically the tank is 104 inches long, so it's just under 9 foot long. It's 3 foot front to back, and it's 27 inches high. The face for the water level's 25 inches depth. The background is made from 50mm polystyrene. Also, this is the 50mm here, 50mm thickness. Also, there's parts of it that are made from the 25mm polystyrene, and also the last parts that I've done recently have been made with 75mm polystyrene. Okay, so there's a few things that I've changed from the last video. That were, I just had basically the 50mm polystyrene all the way around the front and sides, covered the boxes that I'd made in the back corners here, and it looked a bit, there wasn't enough depth in the background, so I wasn't happy, so I went out and bought another sheet of 75mm polystyrene, siliconed it on, and now I've got a lot more depth that I've been able to carve into. The thinnest bits of the background are only a couple of mil thick, maybe 3 or 4 mil thick, and the thickest parts here where the background comes out to the furthest it's about 7 inches thick. So I've lost 7 inches off the tank width there, but it's not a problem because I've still got about 29 inches to the start of the background in the thinnest spot there, so I'm not too worried. Also, I had to move the venturi on this side because it wasn't working very well. That's all hidden away in the rock. I'll bring the ladder in here so you can see a bit better. Basically, I've got an inlet that comes from a venturi there, comes across the inlet to the tank from the filter, comes in across here, goes down through the middle of the background, and it comes out through that hole there, which brings it down through the front, along and around the tank, which brings my flow in a circular motion around the tank. I've also got another inlet that comes in just here. That's another venturi, a slightly different design, but it works more or less the same. The holes here are for the water to flow out of, because also I've got my return outlets back into the pump there. I've had to do another hole in the corner here, down in the bottom here. Where's the camera? There it is. Here, because obviously the flow's coming round, and I thought that it would be a bit of a dead spot there, so I've made another hole in here, so if there's any sitting water there, it's going to go back and get sucked through into the filters there. So that was the plan. The other side, I haven't got any inlets coming from there, that's just outlets. There's going to be a heater in the box in the corner there as well. It's just the same as this box here, basically, it's just made into the background. My inlet that comes in from that side is also got a venturi in. It comes from there and it comes along behind the background here through a pipe, and it goes into a double attachment nozzle and sprays out of these two holes in here. The water level around here is just below the top of the hole, about there. What I've used to carve the background with, because I didn't show you in the last video, I sort of had a bit of a stuttery moment because I couldn't remember. Mainly I've been using this. It's a plasterboard saw, works very well to cut into the polystyrene. You just have to be careful you don't bang the sharp end into the glass, because you don't want to be causing chips and stuff like that. Also Stanley blade, just Stanley blades, carving a bit intricate stuff, and that's about it. Then after the carving I use just a cooker lighter, a hob lighter, just to melt the polystyrene, and it just sort of gives it a crisp feel and sort of gives it a bit more texture. So that's why it looks a bit rougher now, because before on the other video you could still see the bubbles in the polystyrene because it hadn't been sealed or melted yet. Basically I think that's about it. Now everything is ready for cement when I get round to getting some. I filled in all the gaps. There was a few gaps around here where the polystyrene is silicon together. There was a few gaps. I just filled them in with little shims of polystyrene and then melted them with the lighter again, and it just melted in and sealed all the gaps. There was a couple of big ones along here on the inside here, but they're all gone now. So hopefully when I come to concrete cement it, I'm not going to be wasting much cement filling in big cracks and adding extra weight to the tank, because the tank's heavy enough on its own without adding a few bags of cement to it. So basically that's as far as I've got at the minute. I'm thinking it's going to look quite good. I'm hoping it does, but only time will tell when it's been concreted and how the effect will look after that. But I'm quite happy with it at the minute. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. A bit messy here. I'm going to it's just the back you're not going to be seeing. I'm going to put a panel over here, or I've got some wood that matches the cabinet, so I might just blang that off. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. It's not too important to me. But if you want to check out any more information on this, I've got a thread on ikeepfish.com. There's a link in the video information to the thread where all this is kept, and it's just basically a diary log of everything that's gone on with making this background. A lot more detail than what I've put on this video. Photos, videos, there's a lot of stuff on there, so if you want to check it out, it's well worth a look, I think, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching, and I'll make another video during or after doing the concreting. Thank you for watching. Bye.